Final Fantasy VIII was the first Know the Facts released, and guess what? There's still loads more awesome facts out there about this awesome game. So naturally I'm going to make another video. This is Hellfire RPGs and you're watching Final Fantasy VIII Know the Facts Part 2. Selfie slots is arguably the most annoying limit break in the game, but it can also be pretty rewarding if you manage to get full cure or the end. Originally, Selfie was going to have another 2 unique abilities hidden within her slots, but these were taken out for unknown reason. However, they can still be used with a Game Shark device, although they were never given their own animation. When activated, these spells appear the same as the fire animation when used. The first spell is Catastrophe, which is catastrophic! It deals massive non-elemental damage to all enemies. It is 2.25 times more powerful than Ultima and 1.5 times more powerful than Apocalypse. The second is named Percent, which cuts all enemies' current HP by nearly 95%. Both of these abilities could have made Selfie a little bit more badass. In FF8, the character Zephyr was a sorceress's knight of ancient times who aided his sorceress in standing up for the people of a collapsed country. Zephyr then became a bit of a historical figure and even had a movie made about his adventures. This movie, of course, starred Laguna as a sorceress's knight. After the movie was released, Seifa was enchanted by the story of Zephyr and his sorceress. This led to his romantic dream of becoming a sorceress's knight himself. What's really cool is that Seifa has the exact same battle stance as Laguna's character did when he was acting in the film. On the topic of Seifa, he wears some pretty distinctive clothing. Ever wondered what the red cross is all about? I'm sure you did. This cross is a variant of the Cross of St. James, which is the emblem of an ancient Spanish order. It was used to promote the Christian ideal of leading an evangelical life and fighting the infidel with arms. We all know that the Ultima weapon can be fought at the bottom of the Deep Sea Research Center, but when fighting him, did you notice that his weapon is the exact same as Cloud's Ultima weapon from Final Fantasy VII? The one thing that I remember about Zell is his love for hot dogs. The funny thing is that in the original Japanese version, his favorite food is bread, and in the French version, a pretzel. And I can't seem to forget Zell's introduction scene where he flips around punching the air. For some reason, the seed logo on the back wall is flipped around. You all remember good old Mad Dobe's Humble Abode and Fisherman's Horizon? Did you notice the aircraft models hanging from the ceiling in one of the rooms? These models loosely resemble the Lunar Whale of FF4, the Tiny Bronco of FF7, and the Nautilus of FF3. I can definitely see a resemblance there. There were a lot of changes through the development of FF8. I'm going to talk about some of the locations that were cut. These can still be accessed by accessing the debug room with the Game Shark. This one is interesting and can be accessed in Disc 4 only. Squall seems to be dead on the floor while being recorded, with loads of objects floating around him. Was this going to be related to the final FMV filmed by Irvin and Selfie? Did the objects have something to do with time compression? Who knows? This rocky location is actually in the demo. It was one of the places that the X-ATM 092 is battled. This one is a car with an animated background and it's labelled as Windhill Car. There's also some overhead shots of some Windhill backstreets. It was probably going to be part of the dream sequence as it has scripts for Laguna, Kyros and Ward, but the only text is test. And here's another angle from the control room in the D District prison. And here's a few alternate viewpoints from the initial Laguna and Julia cutscene. Finally, we have an enlarged shot of Rain's house in Windhill. There's even a green car in the garage, which is probably the one shown previously. All of this really makes me wonder what could have been. Many fans believe that the GF brothers originated in FF8, but these two beasts are a direct reference to Sekhmet and Minotaur in Final Fantasy V. When you defeat Sekhmet in FF5, he warns the player that his brother will be waiting in a tower. The brothers themselves can of course be obtained in the Tomb of the Unknown King. This location alludes to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which in real life refers to a monument in dedication to the services of an unknown soldier or many soldiers killed in war. There is one such tomb located beneath the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, which is, as mentioned in part 1, what the gateway in Dealing City is modelled after. Here's an interesting one. In the third Laguna Dream, a map is visible on the back wall of the Flower Restaurant in Windhill. If you look closely, this map is not of the world of Final Fantasy VIII, but of the real world instead. And when you return as Squall, the map is mysteriously gone. When Squaw first visits the Timber TV station, you may have noticed the gibberish on the screen. However, if you look closely, and it is very difficult to see, you'll see the following 3 repeated phrases. I am alive here. I will never let you forget about me. Bring me back there. These are the thoughts of Sorceress Adel confined in space, as her tomb is the cause of all the radio interference on the planet. That's all the facts for today, but stay tuned for part 3 coming out in a few days. If you like this, hit the like button and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any more Know the Facts. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
I never sang my songs on the stage of my